Hello, everyone. Welcome to the discussion on mutations. Mutations are sudden heritable changes in the genotype of an organism. The term mutation was coined by Hugo de Vries. The characteristic features of mutations include being, as said, they are sudden heritable changes. Natural mutations, they arise spontaneously without the influence of any environmental factors. So, natural mutation means these are mutations that arise uh, due to some errors in the biological processes like replication, etc. So during if there are some changes occurring in during errors occurring during replication, etc., that results in mutation, and such mutations are usually referred to as natural mutation, which occurs spontaneously and that does not have any external influence. That is errors due to errors in biological processes. Most mutations are deleterious. So, mutations or favorable or advantageous mutations are very rare in nature. Mutations that are seen in nature, or about 90 to 95 percentage of the mutations that we see in nature, are deleterious. They are random events in terms of time, location, and occurrence. Being random and being sudden in occurrence, you cannot predict at what time mutations might occur, in which location it might occur, or etc. So such things cannot be predicted in the cases of mutation. Natural mutations occur at very low frequencies. For example, very low frequencies in the sense that the number of mutants that you see in a population will be very less. An example for that is if you take the particular example of albinism that is seen in humans. We know that the number of albinos compared to normal individuals is very less. So, albinism is an example of a particular uh, type of skin or a particular type of condition that is due to the lack of melanin, and that is due to a mutation in a gene which is called as albinism. And in such cases you can see that the number of individuals with that mutation will be very less compared to the wild type or the normal individuals. That is why it is said that naturally mutations occur at very low frequencies. That is, the number of individuals having natural mutations are very rare, or their number will be at very low frequency. Within a gene or a chromosome, some sites exhibit high frequency of mutation. So in genes, you can so the scientists have identified certain locations where it is more prone to mutation than the other location, and such areas or such areas in the gene or chromosome is referred to as hotspots of mutation. Hotspots of mutation means it is a site which is prone to mutation, or there is high probability of that particular agent to get mutated. So mutations are usually recessive to their wild type or normal alleles, but there are some mutations which are also found to be dominant. Mostly mutations are recessive, but dominant mutation can also be seen. Coming to the different types of mutations, so depending upon or based on many criteria, we have different kinds of mutations or types of mutations. So the first classification is based on the kinds of cell, or what type of cells, or on what type of cells mutation occurs. So in our body you can distinguish two different kinds of cells: the somatic cells or vegetative cells, and the other one which is the germ cells or germinal cells. So the first is the somatic mutation. So from the name itself, it is clear that it occurs in the somatic cells of the organism, and because the mutations occur in the somatic cells, that is not heritable. It will, or that particular mutation will end with the death of that particular individual. And because it is not being inherited, it is of very less evolutionary significance. Because it is not getting transmitted, it will uh, that particular mutation will come to an end with the possessor of that particular mutation. As a result, it does not have any evolutionary significance. Coming to germinal mutation, so the germinal mutation occurs in the germ cells or gametes, and because it occurs in the germ cells or gametes, they are heritable, and they are transmitted to the next generation. and because they are transmitted to generations, they are evolutionary, or they have genetic as well as evolutionary significance. Coming to the second type of classification of mutation, and this is depending upon the causative factors. So depending upon the causative factors, uh, the mutation is classified into spontaneous mutation and induced mutation. So spontaneous mutation, it occurs spontaneously in nature. That's why we discussed in the introduction. They are spontaneous in nature without any involvement of artificial or external agent, and that is because of errors in biological processes. Example is DNA replication. Next is induced mutation. So induced mutation is induced by certain agents, and these agents can be artificial or external agents, or physical agents can be responsible. And the examples of such agents are physical agents, which are radiations, and chemical agents. Different type of mutagenic chemicals are also are capable of causing mutations. So this is depending upon the causative factors. One is natural, the other one is artificial in the sense it can be radiations, which are physical or chemicals. Another type of classification is depending upon the dominance relationship. Because depending upon the dominance relationship, we have dominant mutation, which is very rare in nature, recessive mutation, which can be seen most often, and there are codominant mutation. The example of codominant mutants are our blood group. The mutants are the wild one is IO allele, which is a wild one. The mutants are A and B, which are codominant. A allele and B allele, which are codominant in nature. So that is an example of a mutant which is codominant, and that is seen occasionally. Only in blood group, etc., we can see that codominant mutants. Dominant mutation is very rare, and mostly you see mutants which are recessive mutations. So now the question comes: when does the recessive mutation, or uh, if it is recessive, how does it show in the individual? Because in most cases, the dominant one shows up, or the phenotype of the dominant trait is shown, but how in the mutation the recessive, or how the recessive character is expressed. So that is also the that is because in such individuals, they will be carrying both the alleles which are recessive. There might be homozygous recessive for that allele. As a result, they will have, or they will show the mutant phenotype. And based on the affected trait, you have two different types. Either it can be phenotypic, which can be observed, which are called as morphological mutations, or it might be biochemical. It might be changing any pathway, or it might be mutating some enzymes which will be blocking a pathway, etc. It might be causing an error in metabolism, etc. Such ones are called as biochemical. Then based on the quantum of effect produced, you have macro mutations and micro mutation. And based on the effect on survival of the individual, you have lethal, which will be affecting the survival of the individual. And you have the non-lethal one, the mutations which does not hamper the survival of the individual. And in this particular chapter, we are going to deal with, or we are going into detail with the type of mutation, which is based on the cytology of mutation. But depending on the cytology, mutations are classified into two, and they are chromosome mutation, which can be changed in either chromosome number or structure. And the second type is, depending upon cytology, it can be gene mutation or point mutation, which are changes in the base sequence of a gene. So in this particular portion, or particular section, we will be detailing about these two types of mutations, which is based on the cytology of mutation. You have chromosome mutation. In chromosome mutation, we'll be discussing about change in the uh, number of chromosome. What will happen, or what are the effects when the number of chromosome changes, and what will be happening when the structure changes. And the second portion will be gene mutation or point mutation, and that we'll be discussing about changes in the base sequence of the gene. So, what happens when the nucleotide changes, or when the nucleotides, the wild type nucleotide sequence get altered into a mutant one? What are the effects that will be caused? So, first we'll be discussing about the chromosomal or chromosome mutation. So, here this is the depiction of both chromosome and gene mutation. As we said, in a chromosomal or chromosome mutation, it can be either change in chromosome structure and change in chromosome number. So, first, if you see chromosome structure, so this is a chromosome, change in structure in the sense a particular portion. So this portion may contain many different genes. So in this particular, we are talking about a deletion. So this particular portion will be deleted from the chromosome, and that will result in mutation because this particular genes are now absent in this chromosome, and that result in a chromosome mutation, which is due to change in structure. The next one is because of chromosome mutation because of change in number, and in change in number you can see that this is a karyotype of what is called as the human chromosome. In this you can see the number being deployed. You have every homologous chromosome in pairs, the first one, second, third, etc. You can see every chromosome, but only the 21st chromosome you can see one in extra. In normal cases, you have only paired, which is 21 should be in a pair. But here there are three 21st chromosome, and that results in a mutation. And that is this is an example of change in number of the mutation or this due to the change in number. So in chromosome mutation, we'll discuss what are all the changes that is occurring to the structure of the chromosome and what are the consequences of that. And the second portion or second part, we will discuss about the change in number of chromosome. So this is one example, and there are many other examples, and we'll be discussing what are the consequences of either this is a gain of gain, gain in the sense one chromosome is extra. There can be also a condition when there is a loss of a chromosome. So what will be happening when there is both, what is an extra chromosome and a uh, one chromosome more and one chromosome less. So coming to gene mutation, so you can see this is what is called as the DNA sequence. So this is nothing but a DNA sequence means it is a sequence of the nucleotides, specifically the nitrogen bases, because only the nitrogen bases will be different in the sequence. The other, the sugar as well as the sugar and the phosphate will be the same. Only the nitrogen base will be the different or the different among the nucleotides. As a result, you will write a DNA sequence that depicting a DNA sequence will be same as depicting the sequence of the nitrogen bases. So here you can see that here this is a mutation, gene mutation or a point mutation. So here this is a very bigger change because there might be many different genes when this is being deleted, but here what happens is that one nitrogen base is being replaced by another one. So this is mutation. Here T is being replaced by C, that is thymine is replaced by cytosine. So what happens is this is the normal gene, and if this is a gene and that is producing a protein, so in this normal gene a normal protein is produced, which is functional one. A mutated gene, because of this particular mutation, because of this replacement, what happens is when protein is produced, there are chances that either no protein, and depending upon the type of nucleotide being inserted and the position of the nucleotide, either it can result in no protein or an abnormal protein can form. So this is the consequences of either the chromosomal mutation, change in structure, and change in number, and this is a consequence of a gene mutation. So a gene mutation, depending upon the site or depending upon the nucleotide which is being affected, it can either lead to the formation of an abnormal protein, or the entire protein is not produced in such cases. So this is just an outline of what is chromosome mutation, which we are going to discuss, and the gene mutation. So the next one we are going into detail about chromosome mutation. We'll be discussing this in two sections: change in chromosome number, and we'll have different types or different mutations in change in number. and also different types of mutations in change in structure. So we'll take one by one, and that will be discussed in the next session. Thanks for hearing.